if you watch the Cajun Cardboard channel, I want you to consider using the PWCC Marketplace. It's a great place to buy sports cards, and you can even support the channel through my affiliate link, which is conveniently located in the YouTube description to this very video you're about to watch. Pause the video, get into the YouTube description, look in the top right of the channel, and you're going to see a link to PWCC. Save that link in your browser, and now you are able to buy sports cards on the PWCC Marketplace just like I do, and at the same time support the Cajun Cardboard channel. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with our last episode. Yes, it's sad that it has come to the end. It's taken me a while to get here, but I've put out one of these best of the best episodes featuring my favorite 3 and 2 honorable mention Michael Jordan cards starting way back in 1984. So here we are, episode number 15. This is 1998, and this is the last episode. There will not be a 1999. So buckle up. We know 97 was probably the peak of 90s insert mania and parallels. 98 is not far behind with some absolutely mesmerizing, amazing cards and some incredibly impossible decisions. That's why I want to see your comments, which ones you agree with, which ones you disagree with. Let me know below. Remember, these are not just the most valuable cards from each chronological year that Jordan was playing during his Bulls years, but it is the ones that I think look the best aesthetically. And so I'm just picking the cards that I like the most. Whether I own the cards or don't own the cards, I'm picking the ones that I like the most. And so card number 1, believe it or not, is actually a monster, and I do happen to own it. So my first honorable mention card is this one right here. It's the 1998 Ultra card number 85P Platinum Medallion, and you can see this is that game, and you've seen this on The Last Dance. You've read about this. You've seen reels about this. You've heard rumors and stories about this. Jordan put on those old school Jordan 1s and rocked them at the Garden and busted their ass. This is a picture of him top down. Throwback type photo to the behind the glass card that we've talked about on this channel ad nauseum, but it's a top down bird's eye view of Jordan, and it looks like that's Ewing that he's dunking the ball on. It could be Charles Oakley, I guess. Actually, it might be Oakley because Ewing would have giant sweatbands on, so that might be Charles Oakley that he's yamming on right there. But this is the card we're talking about. It's the 1998 Ultra number 85P Platinum Medallion, and again, remember these bad boys are numbered to only 99. This is my copy. I have a nice little PSA 8 copy right here that you can see on the screen. Of course, anytime Jordan's wearing the black uniforms, it's great. When he puts on the Jordan 1s, there was only, I think, one game, in the 90s where you could catch Jordan wearing the Jordan 1s, and this was it. And I guess the rumors were his feet were bloody and bleeding, and it was a miserable experience. But it was, just another evidence of how iconic MJ was when he went back in there and did that. I've got the card pulled up on Card Ladder. It's a big card. I just want to search it regardless of grade. And this is looking at the most recent sales. It's only sold twice this calendar year. You're talking about a card that is right around $9,000 in mid-grade. So PSA 8, SGC 9, both sold for right at the $9,000 mark. The card was running a little bit hotter, obviously, in 2022. As you can see, it sold for $16,800 as a BGS 9, and a SGC 9 back then sold for $18,100 in September of last year. So right at a year ago, about a half price drop, right? The same SGC 9 is selling right here for almost exactly half price. So that's interesting. If we sort by price, the cards obviously sold for monstrous numbers. These are mostly going to be PSA 10s at the top, just the 2 of them. You'll see the first one in 2021, the second one in 2021. Somebody once paid $49,000 for the PSA 10, which makes it a super, super low pop card. Let's see what the PSA, let's just look at the pop report here and see what happens. Let's go ahead and paste that up there. Let's go to ladder. I'm just curious here. Let's just get past all this and let's go hit the pop report. There's 5 PSA 10s. There's 1 BGS 9.5. So there's your data on that card. That's honorable mention card number 1 for me. The next card is on the honorable mention list, and people are going to be like, Cajun, you're a freaking nut job. How did this card not make your top 3? And I get it, but it's a tough decision. Wait until you see my top 3. It's the Linchpins. The Linchpins is just an amazing card right here. Here's a PSA 10 copy on Card Ladder. I do own the Linchpins. Linchpins, albeit in a BGS 9.5 slab. So there's my Linchpins, that min gem. You guys know that 9.5 min gem is my sweet spot. So I'm a grade snob, but then I can kind of waffle, and I don't necessarily require the PSA 10, which allows me to buy cards at a little bit quicker rate than if I was demanding a PSA 10 in my collection. There's only 8 PSA 10s out there. There's 26 BGS 9.5s, and that has led to the great disparity in the price. The PSA 10 is, again, a pop 8. It's only sold once over the last 2 years, and it sold for 28 grand. If we look at the BGS 9.5, you're looking at a card that is actually significantly on the way down, 44% over the last 2 years. It's sold 11 times in the last 2 years. Almost half the world's population has sold in the last 2 years. And when that happens, we've seen this over and over and over. And you guys understand, when supply goes up, demand necessarily comes down, because there's very few people that want this card in this high of a grade that can actually afford it. And when it sells and sells and sells and sells, you're removing an interested buyer who's willing to pay, 10, 12, 15 grand every single time. You're removing the person that wanted it the most. And so now you've removed 10 of those people that are in the market to buy this card. And so that is why the last one sold for only 7,933. That's shockingly low to me. This is a very tough pack odds card that we discuss in the MJ hierarchy project on this channel. And it is just a real tough card. The beauty of the card is undeniable. Those linchpins that are emanating from Jordan, along with that kind of welding sparks behind him. It's got a little bit of that Skybox Premium meltdown feel to it as far as the design and the background. Jordan was wearing the Jordan 1s in the first card that was honorable mention. He's wearing the world famous and highly sought after Concord 11 high tops in this picture. Just everything about this card is big time. Not to mention, it came from, I think the best set from 1998, which was the Metal Universe set. So that is for a second honorable mention card. The back of it, obviously, we said that those linchpins were punched into the card, and there, of course, whatever you see on the front, if it's punched through the card, you're going to see it on the back. If you wave your hand behind it, you'll see your hand, just like the great Josh Dawson showed us on the MJ Hierarchy Project video where we looked at this card. It's card number 8 out of a 10-card set, I believe. The first of 3 of my favorites is none other than the TakeIt2.net. So I gave TakeIt2.net a slight edge over Linchpins. It was a toss-up. It could have gone either way. Many of you may disagree. I love the fact that it is serial numbered, and we'll pull mine up here real quick. There is my BGS 9.5, surprise, surprise, min gem copy. It's got the computer circuit board behind him. Jordan's mouth is agape, as they say. Just what an amazing card right there. The back of the card's pretty big time. It's a 15-card insert set. All of them are serial numbered to 1,000. I say that. You guys need to be careful. And the serial numbers at the bottom and that gold foil stamp, but you guys need to be careful, because there are some backdoor copies, I think is what they like to call them, that are not serial numbered. Do not pay the fair market value for this card if it's not serial numbered. I personally wouldn't even touch it if it's not serial numbered. These TakeIt2.nets are supposed to be serial numbered to 1,000. The PSA 10 took a massive decline from 22,000 all the way down to 10,000, and now look, it is starting to run back up. It last hit 18,500. The PSA 10 is a pop 35. The BGS 9.5 is a pop 74. Really good card to grade, because it grades very, very well. As you can see, there's 109 PSA 10s out there, and look at the gem rate. Very high for 90s Jordan stuff. Very secure card stock in very good condition, and so that's the PSA 10. If you're a normal human being and you want to chase the PSA 9, like most collectors probably are looking at 9s and 8s, you can get this card in your collection at a pretty reasonable price and a pretty dependable fair market value here. As you can see, over the last 2 years, it's massively down 45%. We know that, but if we look at like the last 6 months, it's actually sort of trending upward 16%. Nothing to sneeze at. That's a noticeable movement, especially when you have 6 data points to choose from. And it's still a pretty tough card, and it is serial numbered, and it is Jordan, and it is the 90s, and I think it's beautiful. That's why it's my number 3 card today. The number 2 card, unfortunately, I cannot share a picture of that because I do not own the number 2 card. I was very close to pulling the trigger on this card, and then the deal fell through for some unfortunate misunderstandings somehow between myself and the seller that caught me very off guard and left me very, very, very disappointed. This is the 1998 Well, let's go pull it up here too. There we go. Let's just get a nice big juicy picture. The 1998 Metal Universe PMG, right? Some people call it the gold PMG, but it is the only PMG from 1998 Metal Universe, and this is it. It's a great picture of Jordan going up for what is quite likely going to be a dunk. The grade on a card like this does not matter. It is serial number 2, only 50. The card is absolutely as good looking as you could possibly imagine. The last PSA 7 sold for $192,000. If we sort it by price, the card has sold for no more than that, and that occurred in 2022. We didn't see any sales of this card in 2021, so we don't know what that 2021 peak would have looked like for this card, but this one's a monster. There's just no way around it. You know, the highest grade out there, let's see, I don't have that pop report pulled up. Here we go, we can look at it right here. Remember, there's only 50 of them. It's been graded 26 times. A few of them have been graded in the SGC. There is a BGS 9 and there's a PSA 8.5, and that's it. No PSA 9s, no BGS 9.5, so that's what you're looking at. Remember, PMGs are real tough to grade. This one actually grades better than the 97 PMG reds and greens. It's not quite as condition sensitive, so it does grade better, but still not great. The gem rate is 0 and 0, right? So let that be a lesson to you. If you're waiting for the 10 to drop, you're probably not going to find it. But that's card number 2 on my list. And then card number 1, if you haven't figured it out by now, you don't know 90s Jordan cards. And this might be, well, it's up there. It might be on my top 5 list for all of Jordan's cards. It's the Noise Boys. It's just an absolutely eye-popping, mesmerizing card. I, of course, no surprise here, have the BGS 9.5 minimum gem. There's my copy right there. My picture's not great. For whatever reason, this one doesn't really pop in the PWCC vault as much as it should. That orange is a little bit brighter than that, but pop 24 in PSA 10. It is a 74 pop in BGS 9.5. Look at the price disparity between the 10 and the 9, right? So that is why I picked up the 9.5. The PSA 10, let me quit hitting that. The PSA 10 last sold, what is that, 2 months ago for $24,000, which was actually an uptick, significant uptick from the 17,600 before that. The last, God, why do I keep clicking that? The last BGS 9.5 sold for only $9,500. So if you're telling me I can get 2.5 9.5s for the price of one PSA 10 on a card this important and this rare, I'm going to take, even though it's a pop 74, I'm taking the 9.5 and then moving on and picking up the next tier 2, yes, tier 2 card of Michael Jordan that I can find. So that's my list, guys. In order, you've got the Noise Boys is my favorite. You've got the 98 PMG, or what people like to call the gold PMG, because the card's got a gold, gold surface to it. The Take It to .net sneaks in and just barely edges out the Linchpins, which is my first honorable mention. And then, of course, the Platinum Medallion comes in as the second honorable mention here, and it's one of those horizontal cards. Some people love that, some people don't. I really don't care, to be quite honest with you. So that's it, guys. That's my list. Let me know what you think about my 1998 best of the best. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this run. If this is your first time watching one of these best of the best videos, they come out on every Friday, and this is the last one. I have them saved on my YouTube channel in a playlist, and so if you want to go back and watch them from 84, 85, 86, etc., all the way through this episode, you're more than welcome to do so. If you like the content, please hit the subscribe button. If you liked this video, hit the like button. It helps me. Hit the bell icon for notifications so you get notified when new videos drop. Check out one of these 2 videos you're about to see pop up on the screen in the next 10 seconds. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.